here I am, finally ranking every single character, updated up to Season 2. Just my opinions, random thoughts I have on them, and a bunch of other nonsense, so yeah, that's gonna be fun. First up, we got Alistair. I have to admit, in the first season, he was okay. I mean, my favorite is obviously Fox, so I just pretended to hate on him for literally no reason other than liking Fox. But in Season 2, I have to admit he made some pretty smart plays, so I think I'm going to put him in Talented for now, because that took a lot of brains to pull off, I'm going to be honest. Charlie, honestly, she didn't develop much at all. I saw a lot of people talking about how she just never listens to Vaggie, and is just overall really stupid sometimes, which I completely agree with. She really needs to listen to Vaggie more, and I was kind of hoping that would have resolved itself in Season 2, but it kind of didn't. We just got another duet between the two of them. That was, I guess, an apology from Charlie, but then it just didn't pull off as well as it could have, in my opinion. I think there was some Charlie growth that could have been there, but just wasn't. So I'm definitely going to put her in Could Be Better. Next up, Vaggie. She did, like, literally everything around the hotel. Kept trying to tell Charlie how stupid she was being. Overall, she was just a pretty solid character. Just as always, honestly. Vaggie's always a solid character. So I'm just gonna put her there for now. Angel Dust, I don't really have any changed opinions since Season 1. I think he's just a decent character overall. Not much to really talk about here. I'm just gonna put him in good characters. Vox. Hail Vox Populi. This guy was already my favorite character from Season 1. And as I watched Season 2 with my friends, so basically what we did, on Halloween night, we watched episodes 1 and 2, and then we realized that the rest were going to release on later dates. So we waited until, I think, like 4 days ago, and we could have watched all of them, but I had to go home early, so we only watched 3 through 6. Just by 3 through 6, I mean, episodes 1 and 2, we already set him up as a really cool character, and he grew so much within just those 2 episodes. But then watching 3 and through 6, we got Vox Populi, Vox Day, or DI. I think, was the Don't You Forget reprise in there too? I think it was. But me and my friends could not get enough of him breaking songs down into, like, partial dubstep, and then during that one time where we watched 3 through 6, we also made it to Brighter, the song that's the first song in episode 7. Dude, I looped that for literally 5 hours. I'm not even joking. That song was so unbelievably great. The visuals in Vox DI, the harmonies in Vox Populi, the ability of the songwriters to just make every single one of these go as hard as they do. It's amazing. Vox is probably always going to be number 1, and you can do nothing to change that for me. I will say the ending was a little anticlimactic. I mean, you can see Vox's writing going full play, just completely obsessed with Alistair, and ready to kill everyone in the vicinity just to get back at Alistair. But his defeat was kind of underwhelming. Valentino just rips his head off with ease. Like, they could have done that the entire time, which makes the stakes just feel really low. And I'm gonna be honest, I'm with the Angel Dust fans now. That moth needs to die, bro. For what he did to Vox, the humiliation, that stupid bug needs to die. Okay, next up, speaking of the stupid bug, we have Valentino. To be honest, I'm just gonna put him in good. He didn't really change that much. He's the leader of the V's now, which doesn't make a whole lot of sense, except for the fact that he and Angel are going to be like the main dynamic in Season 3. So I guess they're just setting him up for that. But apart from that, he didn't really change much, so I don't really care. I will say, this is one sturdy bug, though. I mean, he got impaled like 5 times by Nifty during the fight scene in the entertainment industry. The entertainment district, which was honestly impressive. I didn't think he was gonna be okay with being impaled 5 times and just shake it off to continue fighting Nifty. That was kind of funny in my opinion. Next up, Velvet. Honestly, Velvet's kind of funny sometimes. She has a lot of funny lines. I like the fact that We saw the fact that she was a doll in some old Halloween merch. I'll put it on screen if I can find it. That's where we first see her joints, and it just kind of explains why she's so obsessed with fashion and all that stuff. But Season 2 was the first point where we really saw that, like, in the show. We saw her joints in, what's the song called? I honestly can't remember right now, but I'll put it on screen. We saw her joints in that scene. Then Nifty just completely demolishes her by throwing her out of a window, which I thought was really funny. I was not expecting it to be addressed like that, but it was. It's just good character. That's really all I have to say. She was funny, that's it. Lucifer, I gotta be honest, you're really stupid sometimes. Like, does the blue architecture and the constant showing of the letter V on every single railing not even slightly give it away that that wasn't your daughter? Like, how stupid can you be? And then Fox comes out of the shadows, and he's, I don't remember exactly what he says, but he says something along the lines of, sorry, this isn't a prank, it's a takeover. And Lucifer literally hesitates for multiple seconds just to say, you're not Charlie. Like, no, really? I thought he was. So, that could be better. Lilith, there's this theory that I saw once where, people are saying Rosie is actually Lilith, and Lilith is like Eve or Rue. I think that's a pretty cool theory. I don't see that much evidence for it besides some like tiny details that could be interpreted in a different way. So I'm just gonna put her in absolutely not, just because I don't care. Adam, I mean, he's okay. But I'm actually, you know what, I'm just gonna rank everything based off of only Season 2, so screw Adam, he wasn't even there. Lute. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, back in Season 1, I kind of just blew off Lute as this, like, one-off character, just kind of a nuisance. I didn't really care that she existed. She was just kind of like one of those side characters, you know? But then, Narwhal actually, like, decided to marry Lute, which I thought was really, really weird. So, as one does, I got really curious, and I actually paid more attention to Lute than I had before, and I just really started to appreciate the way she's written, the way she's, like, so stubborn. And then Season 2 comes around. We get Gravity, which sounds like this.
Does no one know who they're dealing with? Think I'll let it go, forget and forgive.
We get even more of her just absolutely losing her mind. I mean, literally during the entirety of Gravity, she's just singing to herself, but she doesn't realize it because she thinks Adam's there. She completely loses her mind. And then towards the end, in, I believe the second to last song, we get a reprise, like partial reprise of Gravity. It's faster, it has Abel in it. That gave me chills yet again. I have to be honest, Lute's gonna go in the favorites now. Like, I don't know. I'm not an expert on writing characters by any means. I don't produce shows. I don't take literature classes. To be honest, that's always been boring to me. But I can tell and I can appreciate when a character was well thought out and written. Like, this is just a feat, in my opinion. Abel, I mean, he has a couple funny lines, doesn't really do much. He does manage to get Lute to stand down by kind of looking like Adam, I suppose it was. But that's about it. I'm just gonna put him in good characters. Sarah, I feel like she kind of redeemed herself from Season 1. She sang some pretty good songs, had some pretty good lines. Overall, kind of just turned into a better character. So, I wouldn't say she's show-stopping, but I'll put her at the top of this, just because I can. Emily, I've always thought she was really funny and really adorable. She was kind of insensitive to Penchis in Episode 2, which I thought was kind of funny and kind of heartbreaking at the same time. At the end, I genuinely thought she was going to sacrifice herself, but she didn't, which I'm very glad for. I'm just going to put her up there just because I can. Speaker of God, it was a fun character, honestly. I did not expect to even have the Speaker of God, let alone her looking like a giant bird, which, I mean, isn't that surprising. So I'm just gonna go good character. Penchis, I've never really cared about Penchis. I didn't this season either. He just sings some, he invents some. Sure, he's an important character, but I just never cared. So I could be better. He hasn't won my attention. Same goes for Cherry. Screw Mimsy, she wasn't even in Season 2. Nifty. Immediate favorite. Okay, let me tell y'all a story. In that time period where me and my friends were watching episodes 3 through 6, when Nifty sings Clean It Up, first of all, I was laughing from just how stupid the lyrics were, and then she switches it into Japanese. Nifty becomes a J-pop idol, and I kid you not, it was at that moment where as soon as she started speaking Japanese, my face looked like this. I immediately screamed, "Nifty is my new favorite Vocaloid," and flipped the couch we were sitting on backwards. Just because I could. Next up is Husk. I'm gonna be honest, Love in a Bottle is a really... It's catchy. I can't lie. I like this song. Loser Baby in last season just wasn't my favorite. I just didn't really like it. Love in a Bottle changes everything. I'm gonna say... He's a good character. He's going... Nope, don't do that. He's going to the top of good characters. Rosie. I kind of already knew Rosie was owned Alistair, so that wasn't a big surprise for me. But, honestly, either good character or talented. I'll just put her in good character, why not? Zestial, he really only had like 2 lines. I don't care, man. Carmilla, is kind of dumb, to be honest. Like, how can you actually expect Vox to win against Heaven if he's that obsessed with Alistair? I hate to say that about best #1 silly shark TV man, but I'm just being honest. There was no way he was gonna win. So, just no. You could have done way better. Kiki, why? Just why? Katie Killjoy had some really unhinged lines this season, especially around Vox, which I thought was kind of funny for some reason, but she doesn't really do much. I mean, she is just kind of a side character. So I'm not expecting her to be like a main showstopper like the other big characters, but I'll just put her in the top of good characters. Why not? Tom Trench, he could be better. You know what? I'd love to see Tom Trench like murder Katie or something. That would just be really funny for no reason at all. Baxter, I didn't really care about him, to be honest. There's really nothing to explain with these. The Egg Boys, I mean, they kind of didn't exist, except for in the beginning where he was like showing off statues of Peaches crying. That was kind of funny, but they didn't really do anything, mostly because they weren't even there. So I have to give them credit for that. I'm just going to put them in the bottom of good characters. St. Pete, oh my god, that's really funny. Okay, everybody hated him in Season 1 because of how bad Welcome to Heaven was. At least that's what I heard for, like, a lot of people. Everyone just hated St. Pete. But this season, he had so many funny lines. I don't remember what he says first, but Lute just says, "Shut up, Pete, you're just a glorified mascot." And then Peter pulls the funniest line ever. He goes, "Oh, well, I'm not the one who just got demoted. Oh, get dunked on." As soon as me and my friends heard that, we were rolling. And then, I need to breathe for a second. When he was in the meeting with Abel and Sarah, I just watched the door. Like, I don't know why, but they made him so much funnier, and I'm so glad. He's definitely not better than these 3, but he is really funny, so I have to put him up there. Fat Nuggets, we're putting him in show-stopping just because it's Fat Nuggets. I mean, him eating the counter was really, really funny. So, there you have it, I guess. There's my tiers of characters for Season 2, at least. I know there's a lot of, like, overlords and people missing, but they were really just kind of background characters, so I didn't really care. They probably all would have gone under Absolutely Not, just because they don't really do that much. But, yeah, if you liked the video and liked hearing me rant about Season 2, or if you want to hear me rant more, I very much will if you like the video. It just lets me know that people are liking what I'm doing and all the silliness that I say. So, if you disagree with any of these characters, or you think I missed a detail, or missed a character that was important, or literally anything, just comment it below, and I'll check it out. Maybe even post a pinned comment correcting myself if I did something wrong. But, yeah, subscribe if you want some Hazbin nonsense. Yeah, I will see you all in the next video.